What is up, guys? Welcome back to Palmetto Fishing Videos. Today we're going to be doing a little fishing experiment and seeing if we can catch bluegill on gummy worms. And I was thinking, you know, so many people in this age, including me, are addicted to sugar. We love candy, we love brownies, we love cake, we love sweets. So why would bluegill not like sweets also? You know, I'm sure that every once in a while someone might drop in a little piece of candy into the lake on accident and a bluegill just looks at it and says, that looks good. So today, guys, we're gonna be seeing if bluegill will hit on gummy worms. Here we go, guys. Let's get into it. Okay, guys, for our weapon of choice, we're gonna start off with, I just have a little 3-foot Zebco ultralight with a little Sienna reel, and this is a weapon that I use a lot of times for catching fish in my previous videos that y'all have seen. But all I have on here is the simplest little bluegill rig in the world. We have a little eagle claw, little light wire panfish hook. About 3 inches above that, we have a tiny little split shot, and then about 2 feet above the whole thing, we have a little bobber. The simplest thing ever. Now, the worms that I'm gonna be using, guys, so I was gonna be filming a spotted bass catch, clean, and cook on gummy worms at one of my favorite spotted bass fishing lakes, but we have had terrible weather the last couple weeks, so I've just not been able to get out, and it has just been really tough to get out and film that video. The water's been really cloudy lately, guys, and it's just been tough to get over to that spot and film a gummy worm fishing video. But we are going to be filming a gummy worm bluegill fishing video today and seeing what we can do. So I'm thinking, guys, that is slightly too big to start off with. So what we're going to do, in fact, I'm going to have to avoid the temptation of eating these right now, guys. But I think what we're going to do is just kind of rip off like a worm shape off of it. Just kind of thin it out a little bit. Here, we'll throw it in the water right there. Just want to kind of thin this out. I don't want that wide of a chunk. I want it to be like a little dangly worm. Take a couple chunks out of it. Okay, guys, my guess is a bluegill will absolutely hit that. That looks a lot like a little trout magnet or a little artificial worm, so that should definitely get it done, I would think. Now, guys, we could also catch crappie, bass. Today's a very bright, sunny day, though, so I don't expect to catch any crappie, but you never know. But we're just gonna thread it on the hook like that, guys, and I would think that that ought to get a bluegill. That looks really nice. Let's see what we can do, shall we? We also got to keep these on us because the ants are going to be swarming my tackle box looking for these suckers. Ants love them some sugary sweets, that's for sure. So let's get to the first spot, guys. Here we go. Okay, guys, ignore the cars in the background, but we're coming up on my favorite little honey hole. I've caught tons of crappie here. I caught an 8.3 pound largemouth on this setup right here. It was a long, hard fight, but I got it done. And I've caught lots of big bluegill here. And this spot is special for 2 reasons. Number one, there's a little indent right there in the bank, and it drops off right in between this point and the bank there. And then also you have a little outflow of water, so fish and bait and everything will just stack up right around here. So it makes a great spot for spring fishing. But we're just gonna cast it out, guys, and we're gonna just see what happens. I think it'll work, that's my guess. I've seen a lot of videos, guys, on YouTube of people catching bass and catfish on candy, but I really just wanted to try this because I've never seen a video about catching bluegill on them, so we're gonna see what we can do here. And I'm hoping that these suckers are not gonna dissolve and fall off the hook too easily. That looks good, though. Let's try right about there. There he is. Whoa, he crushed it. He crushed it, guys. I don't know what that is, but it ain't a bluegill. It definitely ain't a bluegill. First fish. What is it? I think it's a warmouth. Oh, dude, it's gorgeous. Dude, it's gorgeous. What the heck? Dude, it's gorgeous. It's so beautiful. Come here. Dude, no way. No way, guys. Oh, guys, one of the biggest warmouth I've ever caught in my life. On the gummy worm. There's no way, dude. Look at that. Just right on the outside of the mouth. Foul hooked him a little bit. Look at that big, fat, oh my gosh, that's a nice warmouth. I did not expect to get a warmouth. That was like the one fish in this lake that I did not mention earlier. Here, let's wash them off a little bit. Guys, these are like my favorite fish in the whole world. These and crappie are just so cool. That fish is gorgeous. Wow, dude, look at that big fat mouth. Yes, sir. Dude, he wanted him a big old chunk of candy. Okay, guys, let's get our little release on this gorgeous warmouth. So beautiful. One of my favorite fish in the entire world. And he thumped it. He smacked it hard. That fish is beautiful. There he goes. There he goes. Well, guys, I did not expect to get a warmouth out of all the fish in here, but he hit right over there in that little overhang there. And a warmouth love to sit up in little crevices and cracks, and that's where I almost always catch them. But that's a fun first little fish, guys, so let's get it right back in there and see what else we can catch. Okay, guys, we have moved to our next spot. We're gonna try this little area real quick. Pitch up along this bank. First bite already. He dropped it though. It's not a good sign, guys, when a fish drops, when he drops your bait. Okay, guys, moving to our next spot. Just gotta find some fish that are willing to eat some gummy worms. Let's test it on a couple more willing participants. Whoa! Whoa, that scared me. Whoa! What the heck? Dude, dude, that scared me. I was looking down, walking to my spot, and that's why you never look down. I guess that's a black rat snake, right? I would hope. Big old boy. So he must live down there, because I've seen snakes out there before. Wow, big old snake. He was just chilling right here, probably looking for a little mouse or something. I've seen like little voles and stuff digging little burrows around here. Wow. It's a big old bass right there, guys. Get a bigger chunk on for that bass. Okay, guys, I got a whole piece on now, and I took the split shut off, so now it's just gonna slowly sink down to the bottom. But look at that weird little action. Just gonna twitch this along, see if that bass wants to pick it up. I see him. Let's drop it right on top of him. Wow, guys, it just ain't happened. It just ain't happening. Well guys, that's gonna be a wrap for today. But my final conclusion of will fish eat candy? My final conclusion is it depends on the fish and it depends on the situation. I've seen so many videos where it works amazing for catfish and bass, but the bluegill, I fished for some that were post-spawn bedding and they were still sitting on their beds, and I fished for some that were just hunting and just in normal spots, and neither of them showed any interest. In fact, some of the fish actually were so smart that they would not hit the bigger one, the bigger part of the worm, but if you tossed in a little tiny chunk, they would hit that, but then they would just steal it right off because of how soft it was. So my final verdict is it depends on the situation and it depends on how you present it to them and where you're fishing for them. But obviously we caught that one warmouth, but other than that, it really did not work. So that's the final verdict, guys. And thanks for watching as always, guys. See y'all later.